Good morning. And welcome to Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Church in Pasadena. Welcome to all members, friends, and guests. My name is Carl Puchlik, and I'm happy to serve for the first time as your worship associate. Neighborhood Church creates and grows an inclusive community of faith connected by love, spirit, and service. We acknowledge our presence on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples, the traditional caretakers of the lands and waters of this campus. Today's service is led by Reverend Dr. Omega Burkhart. Music is led by Sonia Ohan and Wells Lang, soloist Michael Fausto, and the Neighborhood Chorus. Please take a moment to silence your devices as we begin our service. Families with young children are always welcome in the sanctuary, and there is an additional play area for the very youngest in our narthex. For adults and older youth who do not need assistance, there is a quiet table for doodling and drawing next to the organ. I have 3 announcements today, and then we'll hear an update from Reverend Omega to our 2026-2027 pledge drive. You are invited to register for a day-long exploration of race and place with the Center for Restorative Justice on April 18th. This includes a bus tour of several sites, along with stories and reflections offered by the community members from the Pasadena region. To read more, go to the link in the week's newsletter or talk to one of the members of the Social Justice Collective at the table on the patio after service. Are you enthusiastic and committed to our beloved community? We are looking for members interested in joining the Board of Trustees. The nominating committee will be holding 2 upcoming meetings about the board application and selection process. The first meeting will be held today from 11:15 to 12:15 in room 6. The second meeting will be held virtually on Tuesday, March 24th at 7:30 p.m. For more information, see your weekly newsletter for details. And finally, join the Social Justice Collective today after service to make posters for next week's No Keying March on Saturday, March 28th. A group of neighborhood will be marching from Pasadena City College to City Hall starting at 11 a.m. to join the Resistance Singers and hear speakers beginning at 12 p.m. More information, including carpool information, is in the newsletter. Up next is Reverend Omega with an update for this year's pledge drive.
Well, you know when the minister gets up to talk about the pledge drive, that it is my honor and privilege to talk about the pledge drive. We are a people who gather to support this institution, and those of you who are joining us as Unitarian Universalists know that our congregational system is one in which the people in this room and the people who are joining us online this morning, it is your responsibility and your joy to participate in supporting the financial health of this congregation. And so I'd like to take a moment. We're coming into a phase of our pledge drive that's going to change a little bit. So I'd like to take this moment, first of all, to acknowledge our pledge team. So I'm looking around. Oh, there they are. Oh, they're hiding over there in the corner. I want to acknowledge Sarah Marcotte, Farrell Menon, and Kevin Croker for all that they have done. But it's not over. We're going to keep going for a little while, and some of you are going to be receiving a phone call. Now, if you would like to not receive that phone call invitation, you can go online and pledge now. No problem, we'll take you off the list. You laugh. But our phone call canvassers are tough, and they're persistent. So they're going to call you, and then they're going to call you again, and then they're going to call you again with a lot of joy in their heart, but with some tenacious toughness too. This is our annual tradition, and we're so excited to be able to do this as a team. And I know many of you sitting in this room today have also participated in previous pledge drives. Am I right? How many of you have participated either as a canvasser? Yeah, take a look at that. Take a look at that. That is what is called shared ministry. I am the minister of this church. I cannot do it without you. I cannot support our staff. I cannot support our pastoral care team. I cannot support our social justice without you all participating in this process. So I am so deeply thankful for all of you. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to hear some words from two of our beloveds in this congregation. But before we do that, I want to also acknowledge that concurrently to Pledge Drive is a time when we talk a lot about what it means to be a member of this congregation. So we welcome everyone who is visiting us, no matter if you're here for the first time or the 10th time. But if you haven't taken the next step into officially becoming a member, we invite you to do that now. And no one can speak better about that than Ginger, who is our Director of Congregational Life. Do you want to come up and say a few words?
Membership time, yes, it is the best time of the year, in my opinion. If you are joining us for the first time today, welcome. As Reverend Omega said, we are so glad you are here with us today. I am at the table afterwards and happy to answer any questions. For those of you who have been with us for a while and are deciding if this is your spiritual home, now is the time to take that step into membership, and we would love to have you with us. So our next new member ceremony, it will be April 26th, and there is still time to join. So set up an appointment with me, and then you set up an appointment with Reverend Omega, and we will get you signed up for April 26th. So please consider coming into that covenantal relationship with us, which is such an important part of being a Unitarian Universalist. Ask me if you have any questions, and we hope to see you soon.
I have a question.
Yes, Mimi.
If you're averse to membership, should you be a pledging friend?
Reverend Omega.
Don't knock your Director of Congregational Life off the chancel. The question shouted out from the congregation was, if you're averse to becoming a member, should you be a pledging friend? Yes. We will never say no to that. But let me explain something, and this has come up. Sorry, we have a service today, I promise. We'll get there. But let me just take a second to honor that question, because it is a deep one. When you become a member of this congregation, you are entering in a covenantal relationship with the folks who are gathered here, and a covenantal relationship with other Unitarian Universalists around the world, really. So becoming a member is an implication of becoming a certain way with a group of people. And we are excited about that. That is what we do as Unitarian Universalists. If you're not ready to make that commitment, but you are joining us for services or in some of our small groups, we ask you to consider pledging to support this congregation and the work that we do. Because those resources are going to support this broader community. Those resources are going to support our buildings and our staff and our music and our pastoral care team and all the folks who make this experience possible. So yes, if you are not sure about membership but you would like to pledge, please consider doing so. Now, I'm going to define the next word. Ooh, I got lots of stuff to say today. There is a difference between being a pledging member and giving a gift. We love both. We will accept your gift readily, but a pledge is a promise for repeated support throughout a future financial year. So that could be a one-time, or it could be a four-time, or it could be a weekly or a monthly. That allows us to budget. So a pledging member means, a pledging non-member means you're not ready to make the commitment covenantally, but you would like to help us plan out the next year of our budget by offering a series of gifts. They can be small or large. No amount is too much. But if you would like to offer us a gift if you're visiting, we, of course, would accept that as well, and with much gratitude. But that does not necessarily make you a pledging participator. Okay, that's enough of that. Because what it is also my pleasure to do right now is honor those who have supported this congregation in some cases for decades. And there are many of you out there. Two in particular created a lovely testimonial for you, and some of you may have seen it last week. I would like to share it now here. Thank you to Corinne and Silvera. Could we play the video, please?
My name is Corinne Grant, and this is my husband, Silvera Grant. We have been at Neighborhood Church, it's been over 40 years. We were introduced to Neighborhood Church by Jim Collins. I still have memories of first attending Neighborhood with my two sons who were like maybe 2 and 5 years old, and them being so antsy in the pews. I could not wait for them to be excused for Sunday school. I look now that they have the craft table for the little ones. I wish they had that about 40 years ago.
40 years has been a long time. Times passed slowly, but at times go so fast that I just can't believe that it has been 40 years and that we have been members for such a long time. Truly historic in terms of our participation and our membership.
As we all know, there are very few people of color within Unitarian Universalist. Coming here to Neighborhood Church, it was generally, I guess, just us and Jim Collins. However, we formed NPOC, Neighborhood People of Color. The church was very supportive of that. And we've grown. I understand we were the first church to have a POC, or People of Color group. Yeah. And it's near and dear to my heart, and that's one of the reasons why I continue to attend Neighborhood and to cherish the church.
And the group allows us to be individuals in terms of being such small in numbers, but yet great in terms of participation, great in bringing something of our own heritage to the church. And the church was very welcoming and very supportive of everything that we wanted to do, and we have done quite a lot.
One of the questions is, why do we attend Neighborhood Church? And as I said, because of NPOC, Neighborhood People of Color, and the fantastic choir that we have. I've not found another UU church that has both. And Neighborhood is very generous. Where else can you go and they actually give away the plate every Sunday?
You just have to experience something here at Neighborhood that you would label as being religious. Be so involved in everything within the community, social justice, everything that involves inclusion, everything that's involved sharing, everything that's involved giving. It's all here, right here at Neighborhood, and that's something that you don't find in a regular traditional congregation. Wherever you are, wherever you are, there's a place for you right here.
Also, I neglected to say about the OWL program.
Yes.
We tell our friends and say, teaching sex at church. Yeah. So that's one of the programs also that that attracts us to neighborhood church.
Yeah, it's quite unique. There's so much issue around sexuality. Sometimes it's even a taboo to discuss that within the home itself, you know. And certainly in the school system, up until a certain age, it is not taught. So to have it here at a church, think about it, sex education in a church. And it's all inclusive. It's all inclusive. When our kids took it, we also had to take the course as adult. And as adult, we also learned quite a lot, okay? You know, so it's very unique.
And of course, they're beautiful grounds and buildings. And it costs to keep up these beautiful grounds and buildings. So that's why we need to give as generously as we can. And that's what Silvera and I, we attempt to do. We give as much as we are able to every year. And we hope that everyone else does the same.
We see the program, we see the upkeep, we see the staffing, and we see our money actually working for the betterment of the church and also the community.
Beautiful video. Our order of service this morning is available as a link in the Sunday email and online by scanning the QR code on the back of your hymnal with your phone camera. Again, welcome to Neighborhood Church, an inclusive faith community connected by love, spirit, and service.
today as a people who understand that interdependence is our responsibility to create, and it is also our birthright to cherish. We gather this morning as a people of equality and equity lived through our relationships with one another and the natural world. We gather today in celebration of the equinox as a people who appreciate that we are in balance with our natural world, and we too are natural beings. We gather today blooming as our days now grow longer. The symphony of time and temperature, sunlight and chemical signals, water and nutrients for bud to open, an orchestra of unseen constituents must play in perfect concert, conducted by nature's peduncular baton, writes Willow Deffenbaugh, who is the editor-in-chief of Atmos magazine. From this delicate balance, the most delicate of beauty appears, a sublimity so ubiquitous it helped inspire the earth as we know it today. A flowering, but with all forms of becoming, the architecture of blossoming varies greatly. Some flowers bloom singularly, a perfect expression contained in one form atop one stem. The lotus emerging from muddy water, the impossibly bright red poppy, the exquisite cup of a tulip. Each of these represents a botany investing everything in a solitary, exquisite blossom. These flowers are often ostentatious by design, sizable and swathed in vivid colors meant to attract pollinators who will spread the plant's magic. Singular beauty, but with a relational purpose. I invite the members of our covenant of Unitarian Universalist pagans forward for our opening this morning, in which we will call the quarters. And you are invited, folks with us this morning and those gathering at home, to turn and face the direction. You can rise in body if you would prefer, or just in spirit, and stay seated and face the directions in which our readers will recite their words this morning.
Thank you. All right, calling of East. Guardians of the East, spirit of air, bring to us wisdom, the knowledge that new life springs up without help. In spite of everything we do or don't do, green shoots will bring in the spring grass, and weeds and dandelions will appear. Enter here and welcome.
South. Guardians of the South, spirit of fire, bring to us pleasure, the pleasures of maple syrup, sticky and sweet on our tongues, and the wind grabbing a kite and taking it high. Enter here and welcome.
The West. Guardians of the West, spirit of water, bring to us love. Springtime love has magic in it. The children look cherubic, the parents look eager, the lovers look lost, the seniors look satisfied. Let springtime love be a part of our lives. Enter here and welcome.
North. Guardians of the North, spirit of earth, bring to us strength, the strength of torrents of spring streams, and the quiet strength of roots pushing deep into the ground for nourishment. Enter here and welcome.
Spirit of life, you may be seated. Spirit of life, bring to us beauty, the beauty of snowdrops and tulip shoots. Come to us that all the energy and power of spring will make tall and smiling and expectant. Blessed be.
Please rise in body or in spirit and join us in our opening hymn, 1068, Rising Green. I know, we're sitting up and all the... My blood doth rise in the roots of yon oak. The sap doth run in my veins. Boundless my soul like the open sky, where the stars forever have lain. Where the stars, where the stars, where the stars forever have lain. My hands hold the weavings of time without end. My sight as deep as the sea. Beating my heart sounds the measures of old that of love's eternity. That of love, that of love, that of love's eternity. I feel the tides as they answer the moon, rushing on a far distant sand. Winging my song is the wind of my breast, and my love blows over the land. And my love, and my love, and my love blows over the land. My foot carries days of the old into new. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous of faith settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to bring a new day.
Hello? There we go. My name is Elle Moss, and I'm the Director of Lifespan Faith Engagement at Neighborhood UU Church. You'll have to excuse my voice. I assure you that I am well. I have just been recovering from an illness, but I am doing a lot better and not contagious. I wanted to remind everyone, as parents especially, and families, and those who are new, that we have a parent gathering after service today. It's on the 4th Sundays of the month. I'm sorry, it sounds like the microphone's going. Is it okay? All right. The parent gathering is directly after service, and we have pizza and other things to eat, so please, families and kids, join us at the picnic tables by the playground. And I would like to invite the kids up for a story. Hi, Leo. You're the very first.
book today is called Something Someday. Words by Amanda Gorman, pictures by Christian Robinson. You are told that this is not a problem, but you're sure there's something wrong. You are told that this cannot be fixed, but you know that you can help. You are told that this is too big for you, but you've seen the tiniest things make a huge difference. You're told that this won't work, but how will you know if you never try? You're told to sit and wait, but you know people have already waited too long. You're told that what's going on is very, very sad, but you're not just sad. You're scared and confused. You're angry. And maybe, just maybe, a little hopeful. You're told not to hope, but you keep hoping anyway. Sometimes you feel like you're all alone, but someday, somewhere, you find a friend, someone who will hope with you, who believes in your dreams, someone who will fight with you. You make a promise to each other. You say, there is a problem, but it's our problem together, so we can fix it together. The problem is big, but together, we're bigger. You make another friend and tell them, it's okay to be sad. And they tell you, sometimes we'll lose, but that's all right. We'll try again. And so you do, together, working, together, beginning, over and over and over and over. Until you're no longer beginning, you're winning. Can we see what's growing? I see some, do you see these here? Look like little tomatoes. Why is there green? Green tomatoes? Well, different tomatoes come in different colors, but when they're ripening, not blue, then they would be something else completely. Right, it's in the process. We have many questions, so they ripen at different times. Maybe we'll need to have a tomato plant and watch them ripen. No? Suddenly there's something you're sure is right. Something you know you helped fix. Something small that changed. Something big. Something that worked. Something that makes you feel hopeful, happy, and loved. Something that is not a dream, but the day you live in. Something that makes you smile and you tell someone else. That's our story for today. Join me in singing the kids out to their classes.
Each Sunday, our congregation dedicates 100% of its contributions. You can donate in one of two ways. You can use your cell phone to donate by texting the number on the screen. There you go. Or if you prefer to donate in person, you can put your donation in one of the designated boxes during the music or after the service. You may rise during the music to put your donation in the box. If you wish, please extend help to those in your neighborhood who may need assistance reaching the donation boxes. If you wish to make a payment towards your pledge or contribute to church operations, make a note in the subject line or use the envelopes on the donation tables. This week, our gifts will support the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, known as UUSC. Here with more information is Lynn Miyamoto.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to support the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. Some of you might know that I was chair of the board for a couple years of the UUSC. I am still on the governance committee of the UUSC, and I'm part of a small cohort of individuals that is looking about the future of UUSC as an organization, given the current threats to our democratic processes and the fight to uphold basic human rights in the United States. I would like to briefly speak to you about why UUSC's justice work today builds upon the legacy of action spanning over 80 years. In 1940, the Unitarian Services Committee, the predecessor of UUSC, was established to coordinate humanitarian efforts and offer aid to European refugees during World War II. As a Unitarian minister and social worker living in Wellesley, Massachusetts, Reverend Wastill Sharp and wife Martha were called to assist refugees in Prague. They traveled abroad, entering into occupied Nazi territory, and did whatever they could to help persecuted peoples escape war. During this time, while we're celebrating International Women's in the world, I'd really like to talk about Martha Sharp and her contributions in that effort. Martha Sharp was not simply accompanying her husband. She was a strategist, advocate, and relentless organizer. She left her two small children in the care of others while she negotiated with officials, coordinated escape routes that included transporting many Jewish artists and many children to safe passage. Martha insisted on action when others hesitated. She exemplified a powerful truth that continues to shape UUSC today. Justice work requires bravery, persistence, and the willingness to act when conscience demands it. UUSC's partners in the United States and throughout the world boldly work on some of the most pressing human rights issues of our time. UUSC responds to urgent calls for action alongside grassroots movements centering human dignity and pushing for systemic policy and change. Guided by their principle, UUSC advances human rights through leaning into our strengths, balancing urgency with impact, centering collective liberation. This commitment to change can take many forms, including shifting power to frontline movements, pressuring policymakers to uphold human rights, strengthening advocacy through coalitions, and delivering direct humanitarian response in times of crisis. On behalf of UUSC, I would like to thank you for supporting them as generously as possible. And you too can be part of this change by your support. If you would like to also be part of UUSC's Action Network, please go to their website at www.uusc.org, or please find me, and I would love to talk to you and be happy to talk to you about why supporting UUSC helps me to live out my UU values. Thank you.
Thank you for giving generously.
Our reading this morning comes from my minister. When I was a congregant at First Unitarian Society of Milwaukee, I had the pleasure of being in the congregation of the Reverend Jennifer Nordstrom, who wrote a book called Justice on Earth, People of Faith Working at the Intersection of Race, Class, and the Environment. I share with you her words. She writes, I hold a vision of beloved community beyond the horizon of my own knowing. In this community of human and non-human beings, we live in integrity with each other and with the earth. We work together to nourish and sustain life. We eat well, but do not take more than we need from each other or the earth. We have diverse, flourishing cultures that cooperate with, respect, and learn from one another without prejudice or hierarchy. We live free from violence and coercion. We celebrate every day, and we appreciate the joys of living. We dance and sing and clap a little bit and laugh. While we help one another die well, we do not help death come before its time. We use our minds to the benefit of life, not death. We create art and music. We tell stories. We live in tune with the rhythms of the earth, the seasons, day and night. We live in tune with each other. We live in tune with the rhythms of our own hearts. And thus ends our reading.
Heart. Oh, sorry, one more time, sorry. There's an old friend that I once heard say something that touched my heart, and it began this way. I was born by the river in a little tent, oh, and just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there in the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me, don't you dare, don't you hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Yes, oh yes, it will. Then I'll go to my brother And I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up, oh, knocking me down, knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there have been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able, yeah, to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
That is the spiritual work of song that we gather in. This is the spiritual work of gathering in ritual together. It is part of what we do as Unitarian Universalists because we understand that interdependence is at the heart of who we are. Intersectionality is at the heart of who we are. We understand that. And part of our job this time of year, because it is work, is to remind ourselves that we are part of a greater web. The spiritual work of modern eco-justice is rooted in our capacity to understand the delicate balance of our natural world and how we are a part of it. And at no time do we appreciate this balance more, especially for those of us whose spirit aligns with the turning of the planets, as mine does. At no time do we appreciate this more when the long nights begin to cede a little bit to the longer sun-drenched days of spring. It is in these slightly longer days when my heart begins to open to more possibility, to the aspiration of different ways we can live into the world, more expansive ways of being where imagination and wonder might bring us closer as human animals to being in balance with the world around us. It is also the time of year when my fingers long to be in the soil, and my fingers were in this soil this morning. So if you shake my hand after service and you say, wow, know that that's because I was wrist deep in these pots of earth. My fingers long to be in the soil. My own transformation is tied to the seedlings that, rising from that moist darkness, they push up little green shoots from that nutrient-rich earth. Last week, the Reverend Rebecca Bajour was with you. She spoke of a balance of hope and grief and the transformative powers of spring. When, for a moment, hope for the new is predicated on the existence of the opposite. When there is grief about that which has passed or that which failed to germinate in the first place. I underscore how she highlights that precarious balance. I think it's so important, and I call us to tip the balance. I call us to be a people of cultivation, precisely in the moment when we feel ourselves perched on the cusp of change, precisely in this moment when we are on the fulcrum, it is just below us, and we feel the shift between our feet And we feel that that shift could go in either direction. Because we know, we experience it, we feel it. We are culturally, we are politically, we are socially, we are at a tipping point. It's not that we've never been there before. For many of us, we have been at that tipping point forever, but we are here now as a people. We are at an equinox. We are at a precarious balance that simultaneously threatens to topple all that we hold dear, and this is a big and it is balanced with continued resistance and spiritual focus and joy and momentum, and all of those could tip us into a way of being that is good, into a way of being that is wholesome, that is healthy, that is abundant, it is moral, it is nourishing, and it is mutually supportive. Do not despair on this equinox, for the balance on which we are rested does not predetermine our falling. Embrace joy, cultivate resilience, and cultivate health. Be spiritually grounded in the work of justice, and we will tip that balance towards more beauty in the world. Now, to this end, we have gathered some items here for a ritual of planting. This is a ritual of cultivation. This is a ritual of active joy. There are 2 planting stations. One table, let's see, to your left, I had to think about that for just a minute, to my right, where you can plant seeds. Now there are peppers, there's watermelon, there are some wildflowers, and peppers, sugar snap peas. Gotta love those, right? And at this station, there are some flowers and some things that are decorative to put in these pots, because it is both nourishment and beauty that sustain us. So I invite you, we're gonna close our service with a hymn, and then our cups folks are gonna come back forward during the postlude. I'm gonna switch the order a little bit, if this is okay, Wells. We're gonna switch the order, gonna switch the order a little bit. During our postlude, you're invited to come forward and do some planting if it calls to you. At this point, I invite you to gather in our closing hymn, Mother Earth, Beloved Garden.
Herbs to heal us, plants
With the one directing power south, we ask you be here now. Sister water ever flowing, ocean, river, pond, and rain, drink we now and quench our thirsting, cleanse us, we begin again. Mist and ice, a host of changes, all that courage will allow. With the cup, the holy chalice blessed, we ask you be here now. Love, a spirit, intuition in the center of our souls. In your love we find relation, all connected we are whole. Timeless mystery, quiet conscience, deepest values voice inside. With the drum and with the cauldron, this we ask you, be our guide.
All right, how about now? There we go. Please remain standing. We invite you to turn as we close the quarters today. Spirit of life, we ask that your blessings remain in our hearts and that we live in harmony with all that dwell on this earth. Thank you for joining our circle. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be.
North, we honor you, O spirits of earth. We give thanks to you for joining our circle. Go if you must, stay if you will.
West. We honor you, O spirits of water. We give thanks to you for joining our circle. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be.
South. We honor you, O spirits of fire. We give thanks to you for joining our circle. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be.
East. We honor you, O spirits of air. We give thanks to you for joining our circle. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be.